and I just finished discussing the vitamin C and the airborne and, the different immune boosting things that we could be doing. So along with wearing your mask and trying to practice social distancing and washing your hand as recommended by the FDA, or the CDC, you want to also do things that will help you internally, because your immune system is fighting for you every single day. And so by adding certain things to your daily regimen, it can definitely help to support and keep you in an overall state of health. So the vitamin C, zinc, your vitamins, your one-a-day vitamins, even Airborne has multiple different a proprietary blend actually of supplements and vitamins in there that can help boost your immune system. Actually, that's all it is if we take a look at the back of the bottle here. So we got zinc in there, we have vitamins A, C, E, selenium, manganese, sodium. Here goes proprietary herbal blend here at the bottom. So there's different blends of supplements in there to help to boost your immune system. And then, so as we move on over to this table here, other things that you should have are, different types of gauzes. This says surgical gauzes. Hopefully you don't have to get to that point where you need those, but it's good to have any type of wound that may occur to wrap or treat. It's good to have the different types of wraps here, and also syringes. We got a suture syringe, different things that may be more for extreme cases. But again, having it is better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. So it's good to have those readily available to wrap wounds. We have some boil ease here and some ixtamol. This is for like it says here, boils. Actually, the boil ease contains benzocaine, which is a local anesthetic. So actually will numb. It's a topical numbing agent, which is another way of saying local anesthetic. Ixtamol, actually, this ointment here is a drawing salve, and it actually will help to get that pus-filled abscess and move it to the surface so that it can be expressed. So those are some things that you may want to have. Other things to have in your kit to help wrap. If you sprain an ankle, it's good to have these different types of ankle wraps or foot bandagings here to help support healing limbs. And it's good to have a blood pressure monitor, and also we have a pulsometer here. And just briefly, most people know what a blood pressure machine is. It does measure your blood pressure, and also it does, you have the pulse oximeter. This one, temperature?
I said make sure they have a temperature
thermometer.
Well.
You don't have one on
I
here.
don't have one up here, but
okay,
that's important too.
Yes, but that will be a part of that section, the blood pressure monitor and the pulse ox. So the pulse ox has measured your pulse and your oxygen, your O2 saturation. So that is the amount of oxygen that is your body is being able to, your lungs is able to take in. That should be definitely over 90%, if not 98%. Anything dropping below that, there is something preventing you from getting the oxygen that you need.
Let me ask a question. How much medication do you think they should have, that they should get from the pharmacy to have on hand?
That's a wonderful question, Ms. B. I definitely think that you should have a 90-day supply of medication on hand at all times. And in fact, where I work, we are constantly encouraging patients to increase patient outcomes, to have 90 days of medication on hand, so that if anything occurs, any event occurs, it encourages, if you have the medication there, let's put it this way, if you have the medication there, you're more likely to be compliant. If you're going from month to month, you're more likely to run out of it, you won't have it there when you need it, and therefore we see a decrease in patient outcomes. So therefore we see diabetes out of control, high blood pressure out of control, cholesterol out of the control, and if they have the medication there, that encourages them to continue to be able to take it. Also, if an event occurs, then they're not needing to rush to their local pharmacy, which may be already inundated with a lot of other ill patients or sick patients that need the medication.
All right, thank you.
All right. And so just finishing off this table here, we do have some other medical tools. A first aid kit, I just recommend that you have a first aid kit in general. So that should have your Band-Aids in there. That should have some Neosporin in there. It should have some, you may even want to have iodine in there to clean off an area or to keep it clean. So that definitely should have one of those available on hand. And then we do have a surgical kit here, so different things here. But in general, it is very important to have at least some, if not all of these medications. And just so that you're aware, some of these things were not very expensive. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. They were found at the dollar store. So for example, I bought these allergy tablets here, nicely packaged, just 2 1 count. These were actually in the dollar store. The Benadryl here, this diphenhydramine allergy, these are the Aleve, the Tylenols in those small packages. They were in the dollar store. So you can find a lot of these items for your preparedness kit reasonably, even at a dollar store, seasonally.
Okay, I just want to point out, this is a book here by Harris J. Andrews and Alexander Bowers. This is the Pocket Disaster Survival Guide. Very good little book here. You know, sometimes we maybe not know there are a lot of things up here, like for instance, these items here, they're, you know, a little bit on the extreme side, and then, you know, you may not know how to use these items. If you're not like a medical certified person or a medic or something like that, you get in an emergency situation, it's going to be an issue for you. So, and then, you know, you don't have the medics can't come out, or whatever the case is. Like she said, it's better to have these things and not need them than not have them and need them. And so here is another guide here, Department of the Army, the Emergency War Surgery, and so forth. You know, and it's just, and this one is from Skyhorse Publishing in New York. And so this is a good guide as well. So you can get, you know, literature, material to help you to understand some of the things and some of the items that you might not be familiar with. All different kinds of bandages you might need right here. And as you can see, this is a first signal kit. You might want to have one of those just put away. Some of our, you know, younger families and younger women and so forth, or at childbearing age and so forth, you want to make sure you're keeping a track of everything that's going on with that. But yes, so that's, you know, that's pretty much what I want to iterate there. And your mask and so forth. We got also your mask and everything right here. And we have some disposable masks as well. You might want to, you know, have in your storage some disposable masks as well as procedure masks. You know, then you know that your procedure masks, they're not going to protect you against a very contagious, say for instance, airborne disease, but it will protect you from, you know, certain things, but it won't, you know, you will need actually an N95 mask, a mask that would protect you from, you know, like airborne or air droplets and so forth. So I'm sure a lot of people are learning now that these days that's important. There are also these kits. You can get these kits offline that have these items in them. Like this right here is tactical medical from module. It's for IVs, and this one is the is saline lock, and this is for IVs, starting IVs, in case someone needs some type of intravenous.
So Ms. B, tell us, when would you be using these IVs, and what event would you find those necessary?
Well, in case of emergency, someone has been injured. Say, for example, just when you're going out, for example, if we're home right now, we're here, if you're home and you have an emergency, and someone got injured very badly, okay, they would need to probably get an IV started. So this would be for. An IV need to be started so that they can get fluid. Someone's losing blood, you know, and the volume is getting low. So they'll be needing to get an IV in. So if you put an IV in, and have fluids. And that's another thing you probably can get offline or what have you. But in very extreme cases, in the medical side, we have bags of fluid that you can give and put through the IV. That will help sustain your life. As well as, and this is just the other saline lock that goes along with it that you can use. And again, that is an extreme case. Like I said, these books will go into great detail depending on what type of emergency you have. Some of these books will go into deep detail of it. But then, you know, like I said, you can get a lot of these things offline. Like I said, better to have it than not have it. And so, does that answer your question?
All right. And I guess this will conclude our section of the home health and medicine section of this fair. And as always, continue to like, share, and subscribe, and follow on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter.